Hi there! Today's video is about present simple and present continuous. My name is Alice and welcome. In this video we're going to talk about present simple and present continuous, the grammar, and we're going to use each one. When can I use present simple? For describing routine actions or habits, to show that a situation is permanent, and when something is always truth or fact. What about present continuous? Present continuous, to describe an action which is happening right now at this moment, for a situation which is temporary and it will last permanently. When talking about changes or developing situations, and as well I can use it for future arrangements. Okay, so we're going to talk about these ones during the video. For example, remember the present continuous, I can use it with stative verbs, the ones who usually talk about feelings. For example, consist, cost, disagree, exist, hate, have, know, like, love, consider, mean, need, own, prefer, realize. Okay, these ones are just some of the stative verbs. Welcome everyone, welcome. During this lesson we're going to talk about simple present and present continuous. Okay, what's the difference? When can I use each one? Talking about the grammar or the rules. Okay, so take a look at this. Okay, when can I use simple present? Simple present can be used for describing routine actions or habits. Okay, very important. Another use to talk about to show that a situation is permanent. Okay, permanent situations. And as well to talk about when something is always truth or definite fact. Okay, in this part, remember these teams, these groups. I, you, we, they, always together in this part. He, she, it, always together in this part. Okay, here I have some sentences with the same verb, in this case play. I play video games, you play video games, he plays video games, she plays video games, we play video games, you play video games, they play video games. Okay, remember that I, you, we, they is followed by an infinitive verb. Infinitive verb. He, she, it. To your verb, you need to add s to the verb. S, es, or is, according to your verb. Take a look, okay? I, you, we, they, infinitive verb. He, she, it, add s to the verb. For example, here I have some sentences. I work in an office. I work in an office. Work, infinitive verb. You live in Canada. You, followed by an infinitive verb, live. We read books, infinitive verb. They eat in the house, infinitive verb. What about he, she, or it? She work in an office? No, she works in an office. S. Okay. He live in Canada? No, he lives in Canada. She reads a book. She read? Totally incorrect. She reads a book. The dog eats in the house. The dog eats in the house. The dog is the same that if you have eat. Okay, so I, you, we, they, followed by an infinitive verb. He, she, it, followed by a verb, and you have to add an s to the verb. Okay, according to your verb. This one is talking about affirmative. What about negative? Talking about negatives, I have don't and doesn't. Okay, I, you, we, they, don't. He, she, it, doesn't. Each one is going to be followed by infinitive verb. Don't, plus infinitive verb, doesn't plus infinitive verb. Let's take a look at this. I don't work in an office. I don't work in an office. Don't plus infinitive verb. This one is kind of similar to my affirmative statement, where I have I work in an office. The verb is the same. You don't live in Canada. You don't live. Don't plus infinitive verb. Okay. We don't read books and they don't eat in the house. Don't plus infinitive verb. What about he, she, or it? In this case, I use doesn't. Okay, doesn't is my auxiliary. And doesn't, in this case talking about negative, doesn't is followed by infinitive verb. Okay, I don't need s or any other ending in my verb. Okay, my verb goes in infinitive form. She doesn't work in an office. She doesn't work in an office. Okay, this one is negative. Affirmative, she works in an office. Okay, if I have my auxiliary doesn't, my verb goes in infinitive. Okay, doesn't works, totally incorrect. He doesn't live in Canada. Doesn't live. Lives is incorrect in this part. She doesn't read Matthew. Doesn't read. Okay. The dog doesn't eat in the house. Doesn't eat. Okay. Doesn't or does not plus infinitive verb. My doesn't is my auxiliary, and as you can see, does in this case doesn't negative does, the end is with es. Okay, so I keep following the rules about third person he, she, it, where I need to add an s at the end. Okay, so simple present to talk about routine habits. Okay, describing routine actions or habits. Simple present to talk about that an action is permanent. Okay, and when something is always truth or definite fact. What about present continuous? Okay, present continuous has as well different uses. Okay, actions in progress, near future, temporary situations. Okay, in this case I have some time expressions. It says now, right now, at this moment, or currently. Okay, I can use any of these time expressions talking about present continuous. Every time you have something continuous, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect continuous, I use verb to be and verb with ing. Always. Okay, always. In this case, I have, of course, I am, he, she, it is, we, you, they are, plus ing verb. Play, play. Read, reading. Go, going. Run, running. Lose, losing. Okay? So always verb with ing. Verb to be plus verb with ing. Okay? What about this? Here. Okay? My examples are similar to the ones talking about present simple. Okay? As I mentioned to you before, the grammar, the elements, the order is very similar. Okay? I'm just playing with the words. I'm just playing with the order. I'm just playing with my auxiliary. Okay, present continuous. I am working in an office. I am working in an office. I'm working. Verb to be plus ing. You are living in Canada. Are living. Verb to be ing. We are watching TV. Are verb to be watching ing. Okay, the last part of my sentence is just my complement. They are eating in the house. They are eating in the house. Are verb to be eaten, verb with ing. Okay, the affirmative ones. Talking about he, she, or it. She is working. He is traveling. She is reading. The dog is eating. Verb to be is plus ing. Okay, and my negatives, easy peasy. Talking about my negatives, the only thing I have to add is a not. I can use, remember, you can use the full form or your contraction. Okay, I am not working, or I'm not working. Okay, talking about are, aren't, or are not. Both are correct. You aren't living. We aren't watching. They aren't eating. Okay, or are not watching, or are not eating. Both are correct. What about is, isn't, or is not? Both totally correct. Isn't working or is not working. Both are correct. Okay, so I just need to add a not on my short form to talk about negative ones. Okay, so the elements I use are very similar. When can I use present continuous? Okay, is used to describe an action which is happening right at this moment, right now. Okay, I is used for a situation which is temporary and will not last permanently. Okay, at some point this activity is going to finish. Okay, as well as used to talk about changes or developing situations. Okay, something is, for example, increasing with the time. This situation is developing. Okay, also to talk about, I can use present continuous with always. Okay, in this case, when we want to show that we are annoyed or surprised by an action. How is this one? I'm going to tell you this example. For example, when I say, that new student is always asking the strangest question in class. In this class, it's like, oh, it's surprising. Okay, but I use it with always. That new student is always asking the strangest questions in class. Like something surprising in this case. But as well, I can use it when something is like annoyed. For example, if I say, let's think, my brother is always borrowing my laptop without asking me. My brother is always borrowing my laptop without asking me. In this case, I'm not talking about, oh, it's surprising. In this case, I'm talking about, oh, this irritates me. Like, oh, I hate it. Okay? And remember, I have something called stative verbs. Okay? And in this case, present continuous cannot normally be used with stative verbs. Okay? Those who describe a state, like something such as existing, or something like feelings. Okay, I have many stative verbs. For example, agree, believe, belong, consider, disagree, exist. Okay, remember these ones cannot be used with ing forms. Okay, let me know in the comments below if you have questions. Don't forget to check the box info where you can find extra material so you can practice what we have just seen for today's video. Here you'll find my Instagram and a list of previous videos, so if you have missed one of them, go and check them. See you next class, students. Bye bye.